Good morning. Welcome to Icon Radio. My name is Newton Hamasi. Every week, I bring you an inspiring political story to help you make great decisions when electing the leaders who will champion your interest. I bring you fearless figures in the society, young and old, to inspire you to make bold decisions when it comes to electing our leaders. Welcome to your favorite show, The Race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. Follow us on our social media platforms, that is Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Icon Radio KE. On our website, www.iconradio.co.ke. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, Icon Radio KE. Today is a special day. I have my guest, David Oyola, a political consultant and strategist. This man is young, but oozes a lot of wisdom. And today, my listeners, you're going to have a piece of his boldness on this show this morning. Welcome, David.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about yourself, Bana.
I'm David Oyola. Everybody knows me.
Yes.
That I'm David Oyola. I mean, you can't know any other person. In the political world, if you don't know me, then you're just starting. You better get bold and fearless.
And authentic.
And authentic.
If you're not any of those.
Really, we are the only authentic voices. If you're not in that circle, then there's much work to be done.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
It has taken us a lot of work and time to build that.
It's true.
Wow.
A great work begins from a single step, and persistence all through you make
David.
it. Yes.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much.
It is a great pleasure to have you here.
Good.
Supporting young talents.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Oyola. Jana, mimi nimeona Malama Munyinyi na Yeseli.
Yes.
At now they are the party leader and the Secretary General
of DAP.
Of DAPK.
I used to know DAP as one of the fertilizers in Kenya. And now it has been turned into a party.
By the way. Their symbol is fertilizer.
Ai, na sio wamechukua kura ya Hustler no Thrift.
I remember the old college in Male who was telling Murkomen on his face, nyinyi ndio mmekula mali yetu.
Wamekula.
But what is happening in Kenya?
No.
What is happening, bro?
The only person we need to look at is next move, because even though things are not working on his side, but he's a brilliant politician who has weathered many storms, is Moses Masika Wetangula. Ford Kenya seemed to have been clipped down. It's now a naked chicken.
You know something? This lawyer elder.
Yes. Who is that?
Atuoli.
Yes. Papa
himself. The other day, he was saying he's going to seal the Western Bloc.
Yes.
Busia, Bungoma, Kakamega, Vihiga. But this man, Moses Wetangula, will not have an escape route.
You know, right now, Ford Kenya...
Is it happening?
Right now, Ford Kenya only has one MP who is a closer to Wetangula. And the guy looks to be... He has a lot of allegiance.
Yes.
The latest picture we have, or a video of him speaking in public, he was supporting William Ruto when he was in Bungoma. It's called Kalasinga.
Yes, Kalasinga.
Kalasinga is the only Ford Kenya MP
the big orator.
Yes, the big orator.
Wow.
He's the only guy Moses Masika Wetangula or Ford Kenya has in Bungoma. And he also has other two in Tanzania. And then he has one in Kisumu.
In Kisumu.
Kisumu West.
Yes.
Who is more DM?
Who is more?
Onyonka ran away. I mean, even you can run away.
Vice chairman of the party.
Even you can run away.
Party leader.
You see, there's a big wave of politics that is moving across the country.
Yes.
And there are areas which do not have candidates like Kisii region, and other places like Northeastern. They seem to be aligning themselves with big parties and big candidates.
Yes.
And so Onyonka looked at it, akaona kama hapa hakuna haja, because Ford Kenya, he used Ford Kenya last time because it was part of NASA.
Yes.
But now that NASA ended, he is not seeing any viability in being in the party. So Moses Masika only remains with Kalasinga, who is more Ruto than Moses Wetangula. Olago Luochi in Kisumu West is more Raila than Moses Wetangula.
You know,
and with the start of DAP, this diammonian, so many the chemical names.
The thing I like about you, my friend, you don't miss your words. You say it as it is.
So Wetangula really need to think a lot, because by the starting of DAP, yes, if he's not careful, Trans Nzoia County will go. It will
Bungoma will go.
Bungoma will go. And if it goes, Ford Kenya is dead. Practically dead. Sometimes you don't have to be in a leadership for too long. You know, Moses Masika could have made Ford Kenya more vibrant. He's a man of means.
And inspire young people.
Young
generation.
And other tribes. If you look at the structure of Ford Kenya, it looks like a structure of ANC. It looks like a structure of ANC.
At least for ANC, you have a Maragoli, you have a Bukusu, you have a Mtoto from Kakamega, you have the Malalas.
But you see, ANC now looks like AFC Leopards. It's terrible. I don't know what is wrong, what is happening in Western Kenya, terrible. But those people don't seem to having the skills to reach out to other people outside. There's a lot of dissent in these big parties, all from UDA to other. If they walk around, if they even go to Nyanza,
yes,
they will get strong candidates that are likely to lose the ticket. Wow. If they go to North Rift or Rift Valley, the Kalenjin area, there are other strong candidates in UDA who will most likely lose those tickets. Somebody like Alfred Keter. You saw the other time when DP was in Nandi was being booed at, right in the public, right in the middle of town, Kapsabet town. So there's a perception in Central Rift, in Nandi down there, in Nandi Hills, that he is not very loyal to Deputy President. But you see, he's a guy with very sharp calculations. He will still make it back. Because what normally Alfred Keter does is that he combines the outsiders, the Luyas and the Luos who are many in that constituency. Wale wanafanya kazi in the T-zone, in the T factories. And he combines it with his clan. He has a majority. So even if you give him Satan to vie with him, he will beat him.
If you what?
If you give him Satan, he will beat him.
Hey,
and so Wamunyinyi at least is becoming a man.
I tell you,
he has now
a man of
yes,
of great boldness.
Now a great man must have his own gate. You leave your father's gate, you create your own gate, where your sons will come in and they work within your rules.
My listeners, are you tuned in? If you're not, don't touch that dial.
Yes.
This is Icon Radio.
Yes.
The race is the show.
And it's getting bolder.
And better.
And more authentic.
And fearless.
No, if you're not here, you're not the future.
You better be here or nowhere else.
Yes.
Oyola, when you look at the political season in this country, DAPK is here. The other day I saw Mbas,
yes,
the Meru party.
Yes.
Then there is TSP. Then not to forget, there is Democratic Party. And you see, something that made me so interested yesterday, when you read the history of Ford Kenya, this is a party that was formed almost 30 years ago.
Yes. Apart from KANU, it's the oldest. And
the oldest.
DP. Actually, it's the oldest, then DP.
Then DP.
Yes.
You get me? But again, on the DP end, we are seeing a situation where the old are still taking charge of these parties.
Those guys, it's called the status quo or the deep state. In fact, in America or the Western world, they call them establishment. You don't fight establishment. If you want to grow in a party, in a political system that you have found, that people have spent their resources and time on, you don't get there revolutionary. No. African politics, in political science, we call it patronage. It's patronage driven. If you do not have a patron, hata ukimbie kwa tracks ngapi, ati sijui sons of what, sijui hustler queens, you will not go anywhere if you do not have a patron.
You must have a patron.
There is a theory, an elite theory in political science that says in a democratic process, there are three people that determines our country moves.
Three.
Military men, economic men, and politicians.
And politicians.
Politicians are now people like Boni Alwale. So
why Boli Kalwale Bala?
I mean, he's not a military man. He's not an economic man.
But he's a doctor.
But he's not an economic man. You know, a man of means.
Yes.
People like Munga of Equity. Wow. Guys with money. It doesn't feature there. So these political men are always hired by either military men or the businessmen. Then we have this small, lower cadre of elites who are called students, trade unions. They fall in that category. The civil society. So there are only 4. The remaining part, they call it the masses. And they say that for you to move from the masses to the elite class, the process must be slow and predictable.
Slow
and predictable.
Oh my goodness.
So you can't just wake up and begin that thinking that you can make money in this country. No. Every area you go to make money, there are people there.
There are people there already.
You must be slow.
Calculate.
You agree. If you get a motorbike and go to CBD, if you can make business there.
And even you might not be able to enter the CBD.
You cannot.
But there's another motorbike guy who will pass you and drop you even in front of city county offices.
But I'm asking you, Newton, surely, if going to heaven, which is free, you must pass through a broker who is called either a pastor or a priest.
To pray for you.
To pray for you. Now, who are you? Do you think you can make money in this town, in this world like that? No. Slow and predictable.
Slow and predictable.
Yes.
The show is the race. It is heated. It is bold. It is authentic. And it is fearless.
And it is the future.
It is the future.
Yes.
David Oyola is in the house. Don't touch that dial. This is Icon Radio. Your host Newton here. Follow us on our social media handles. That is Icon Radio KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't go away. We'll be back in a short while. Maisha ni yangu.
We shughulika na yako.
Hey! Welcome. We'll be back. Welcome back. The show is the race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. In studio today, we have David Oyola, an exceptional young man.
Yes.
A man of his own courage, who says it as it is.
Yes. I'm not like wakina Manyora.
Manyora amefanya lili bala. But before you go there, Oyola, I just want to ask you something. You know, you mentioned some 3 factors here.
Yes.
One has to have the military, the businessmen,
yes,
and the masses.
Yes.
Now, we have scenarios in this country. We have Azimio la Umoja leader Raila Amolo Odinga, who has the businessmen purported to be the Kenyan, the Mount Kenya Foundation mafia.
Yes.
The who and who's.
Yes.
The people with the old money. He has the army through the president.
Yes.
We have seen the president breaking protocol, man.
In a military event.
In a military event.
Jamhuri is a military event.
He's breaking all these things. Does that mean that Raila has endorsement from the military?
From the body language and even the changes in the military structure, if you looked at it last year, you find that some familiar names associated with Babas are getting ranks. In fact, now after the chief of defense forces, the second person there are 2.
Yes.
One is looks like a Baba guy, and another one is Badi. The governor for Nairobi, in quotes.
Yes, in quotes.
There are only 2. That if in the event of the term ending for the army guy at the chief of defense forces ends, either Baba guy or Badi becomes the chief defense force, because that is how the hierarchy goes according to 20 rules of the military.
Very true.
And therefore, if you look at it, I sometimes sympathize with William, because he is a guy who has been in government, but he doesn't understand how this government works. Systems, there is a way systems work. Even in your own house, there are some opinions you can say, and your dad will tell you, no, in this family and jamii yetu atufanyagi kitu kama hiyo. You get it?
In a secret place.
They will tell you, no. Hapo, hapana. In fact, they will even say, mtoto anacheza na watoto wabaya. Because it is not familiar according to the systems of the family, of the community. And therefore, if you want to win presidency, and anybody will want to win presidency, William Ruto is the only person one day when I vie for president, I'll vie with him. Because I'm so sure right now he will not be president. You cannot win a presidency when military men are not behind you. Economic men are not behind you. He went to capitalize on the politicians, these people who can be hired and dumped. Ndindi Nyoro, you know. Then he goes to the masses.
Yes.
Now, the problem is with the masses, you cannot go any far. Because the masses has had the masses for the longest time possible.
The longest time, 2007, but it was taken away.
The masses are assumed to be people without information. They are ignorant. They have no connection.
And information is power.
They vote using emotions. And you can contain them when you are controlling systems of violence. You can contain them. That's why there's a lot of police all over the place. In Rift Valley, for example, they have opened close to 500 police stations.
Just in preparation.
You only need a one red beret cap. Somebody anaiona kwa village somewhere in Kabarnet.
Yes.
Nyumbani.
In short, you're telling us that William Ruto hataona kitu.
It is not possible. His calculations are not going there. Revolutionary men like William, they always don't take over power. They only take power through three ways. Yes. The first one, when the president dies, and they are the second in command.
And it is a very tall order.
Yes. The second one is when military does a coup and installs them.
Yes.
The third one is when they do civilian coup. Only those.
And I don't think he
through
has
the ballot.
What it takes. Do you think he has what it takes to do
that? I don't know whether maybe if the president dies, which is not possible. Uru seems very healthy.
And very young.
And he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. No, he's not going anywhere. and therefore,
yes,
it is not very easy for people like William to get into power. There's a mistake that happened in around 1950s, 1952, 1956 there at the United Nations. Yes. You know, the Secretary General, a very powerful figure in the UN.
Very.
Extremely powerful.
Yes.
They took a Ruto-like person.
Yes.
Very revolutionary, you know, strong figure. Wakamweka kwa SG. There was some war in is it Southern Asia?
Yes.
This guy unilaterally commanded the UN forces to go there. He didn't know that those wars are businesses by these guys at the Security Council, this signatory, this permanent members.
A systems war.
It was a mistake. They will never do that. That's why the ex-SGs are always very soft, conformative. They want people they can control. So the person closer to presidency now, ukitoa Raila ni Musalia tu, he seemed to have those traits. He can be contained.
Is he sellable? Oyola,
the problem with Musalia is that Musalia is a lazy politician. He's a lazy politician.
Lazy.
He doesn't want to campaign beyond his gates.
And that is, unfortunately, that is the truth.
African voters, they love somebody fiery, somebody strong, who speaks language they understand. You can't tell them, I'm the good boy here, you know, hata msichana ukitongoza. Those vibes are easy. You cannot go far. Even ladies love bad men.
They love bad men.
Yes.
Hey.
At you act that you know me, I carry the Bible every day.
Saying it as it is, my friend.
You will never go far.
We are fearless.
There's one person that sometimes I want people to understand. Yes. I look at him politically. It's called Kofi Olomide. Is it Papa Mupao or something? I don't know. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know Lingala.
Our listeners in Vala. Tell us more, Vala.
I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know much of rumba.
Yes.
But Mupao, despite his age, the guy, even there's nothing much the guy sings. He just makes appearance and says something like Raila Molo Odinga and he's gone. So the guy realized that his age is a factor. And if he continues with the system ya age yake, he will be cut off. So what he normally does, he partners with young artists. Young artists, you know, the upcoming, he partners with them. Wana maintain jina yake hapo. Then kidogo mwingine ana pick, wana maintain jina yake. So he keeps his name at the young listeners. At the same time, those young listeners also benefiting from his experience and brand. Alafu anaendanga hivyo, he never comes down. He's always at the top. So if you're a politician who thinks that you can survive in this country with your group of age mates, it is not possible. Read Papa Mupao and learn from him.
To our listeners, if you're young and inspired to be a politician, you've heard it from a political strategist himself, David Oyola.
Yes. And I don't think there's any better strategist than us. Sometimes when there's no, they go to UK, they take those were Zungus.
Yes.
But those Zungus will just come and hire people here.
You know, there's something Oyola, David Murathe said.
Yes.
During Jamhuri Day celebration. He said, no one can become the president of the Republic of Kenya before being the leader of opposition.
Yes.
How true is that fact?
You must know how government works.
You know it through being a leader of opposition?
Yes.
What do you mean, my friend?
You cannot. And you see, that one happens even to the people who want to be governors.
Yeah.
If you don't work in a state corporation, you have never worked in government systems where you are managing a lot of people and your core value, is not profit. Yes, you have been in the public service.
Yes, you're not profit making.
You are not profit making.
Yeah, sure.
Then you cannot be a better governor, no matter how long you are given that time. You will struggle. That's why Kidero failed. Anybody when alitoka private sector failed. Ama jamaa wanajua vile serikali inafanya kazi. They tend to know how to move. They understand the public. Wow. You see, the biggest problem with what President Uhuru alipata vibaya is that he took a cabinet of people from the banking sector. From where? Guys who don't even interact, even with the sweeper in the office.
They have never even interacted with the public service.
And that is why there is nobody who can communicate government policies. Actually, supposed to be a minister. Yes. But look at somebody like Aden Mohammed. When did you see Aden Mohammed last communicating any meaningful government policy?
They have never.
Hapo ndio DP aliona hiyo gap akachukua. But he took it to his advantage against his boss. Akachukua watu. Ndio maana mimi BBI was supporting BBI because a minister must be a politician. Wacha ama PSS wakuwe competent people with professionals because their work is office. Yes. Desk pale, papers pale, nini pale. Lakini a policy maker must understand the people he's making policy on behalf.
So you understand the people.
You understand the people.
The crowd, the people you want to address.
Kama unataka kutengeneza a certain bill or policy ya serikali, unaelewa watu wako wanaweza kuwa nafikiria nini. Lakini wewe umetoka kwa bank, CEO. What are you understanding? What do you understand in government?
About profits, interest. Commanding your employees to pay you results.
That is why you find a lot of tenders ikikuja. They're inflated because people are looking at making money, not public service. Wow. And therefore, if Raila becomes president or William or Mudavadi or whoever that is, one of the biggest things they have to fight is to take technocrats from outside who don't know anything about public service. They put wacha waweke hao ambassador huko. Ambassador, they deal with those clerks in those embassies and a few lakini ministers wakuwe wanasiasa.
So in short, you're saying that the BBI aspect of having members of parliament appointed to be ministers it was a very good move. You know, guys were just looking at BBI in terms of creating positions that people will gang up against them. But I will tell you, Newton. Yes. And I will tell you from a political science point of view. Yes. Countries that have made progress have tried to separate the government, which is part of the state, from the state. State is composed of four components. Yes. We have the military, a standing army that protects our sovereignty. Then we have the government. Yes. Which is unasemanga president, the head of state, or head of government. Yes. So it means there are two things. Yes. We have the government. Yes. Then we have the masses. Yes. These are the ordinary wananchi here. Yes. And we have our geography, our boundary. Therefore, military, geography, your boundary, the masses, and the government. Zile nchi ambazo zimeendelea, zimejaribu kuseparate the state hiyo from the government. Government is composed of three. Yes. The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Yes. Only when you wanapatia the public services. So for us to move on, lazima tutafute vile tuta-separate government, tukuwe na head of government, ama prime minister or whatever that is, mwenye na deal na daily services delivery of the citizens. The head of state normally deals with other state actors. Like Uganda, America, you know kazi yake. And you see, Oyola, on that one, I remember during the Nusumkate regime.
Yes.
We had a lot of growth in this country.
Because Raila was a prime minister dealing with services ya wananchi. Na ndio maana mawaziri wengi walikuwa wanafanya kazi, because kama waziri mkuu, he was doing a lot of supervision to ministers. Every day akiamuka anaangalia Pokot kuna nini imefanyika, maji ya wana, barabara ipelekwe huko. You know, lakini when you have two combined, presidents who is the head of state and head of government combined, we are giving these people too much work. They cannot focus and deliver to citizens.
I see, David. Hold that thought there. This is Icon Radio. Your show is the race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. Follow us on our social media platforms. That is Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Icon Radio KE. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Icon Radio. We will be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back. This is Icon Radio. Your show, the race. We are bold, authentic, and fearless. In studio, I have an exceptional guest, David Oyola.
Yes.
Saying it as
it is. You know, the names David are always very unique names. All right from the Bible. I don't know why we are liked so much.
But you guys are fearless.
By the other gender.
You guys are fearless. You know, even in the Bible, it is David who brought down Goliath.
Kabisa.
So there's a sense of courage.
You will never go wrong with the name David.
Wow.
Yes.
That is why you're liked by the other gender.
No, they like warriors.
They are not here to defend themselves. But when we get a chance, they will do it.
They'll confirm.
So welcome back.
Yes.
Here we are talking about politics. And when it's about politics, it involves everyone. From the young, from the youth, from the women, all the way to the elder people. From the strategist, from the masses, from the army, from the government itself. Oyola here says it, that BBI was a great document for this country.
Very great idea. Though it was hijacked by conmen.
Again,
they inserted some very, very disturbing sections like 70, the 70 constituencies.
Oh, the additional constituencies that were supposed to be added.
The distribution was so bad. They wanted to take advantage of it so that they can be able to control. I don't know. They were just not thinkers. They never
but
thought
again,
well.
That was not their responsibility, because that lies with the IBC.
Yeah, that is the only part that.
And that is why
it was an obvious error. Anybody would go to court
to stop it.
And you see the AG. I think the president should not look at people's age and think that they're intelligent. Even Attorney General should be somebody who understands the current psychology of people. Yeah, you don't live in the 60s and you imagine that you can work under Moi constitution with this one. This one lazima uende na watu. You know, sahi tuko na generation nyingine. Even if you pipe them, you know, every house, kila bed sitter, most of them are in bed sitters. Bed sitter, no make a pipe ya chai. Pipe ya kiamuka na weka hivi. If you insult those people, they tell you just take your pipe and go. And
you have invested in it already.
Those people are very ungrateful. They don't even respect pastors. They don't respect their parents. They don't respect God. They only respect themselves. And those are the UDA followers. They are around 30% of the total of the voters.
Defend themselves, Oyola. That one I will ask you to.
You know, UDA has taken. UDA has taken the younger, you know, the disenfranchised, jobless lot. People don't have business. They don't have families. They are just there.
They're being promised bottoms up.
And they don't have a hero. So anybody who appears to be a hero, whether he's a thief or a murderer, whether that person appears to be a hero, they'll go behind that person. You act good like Musele Mudavadi, they'll tell you, you go away. You leave us alone. You're so boring, bro.
The same thing you just said, that Musalia Mudavadi is a lazy what?
He's a lazy politician. I wish God would give me even a quarter of his wealth. Right now, I would be with the DP at par. You can't expect people who have been in government long before deputy president.
To be
struggling. Even in his own county. It is a joke. No, it is a lack of strategy.
I tell you. Now, Oyola, where you sit, you know, we have a constitution where for you to run for presidency, you must have a running mate.
Good.
I don't know how the politics around it are going to go. Because what we are seeing, Oyola, is we are seeing a country where all the tribes, all the regions are looking for Mount Kenya endorsement.
Yes.
Can't a country move on without Mount Kenya?
You cannot ignore Mount Kenya because they control the first two qualification of one winning a presidency. They control the military and they control the finances. And the advantage they have, there is a perception that they also control the masses, that they have a larger number. So you need them using those three parameters.
And politics is about numbers.
And politics is about numbers, it's about resources, it's about security system or structure or monopoly of violence. You must control the monopoly of violence, which is through the military, the national intelligence, the police, the jeshi, all the way up to prisons and game rangers. You must control that system. Bwana government ni kubwa.
For you to have a glimpse of this presidency,
you must be able to control those systems.
Bwana serikali ni kubwa.
Serikali ni kubwa.
Listeners, follow us on www.iconradio.co.ke. My guest today is David Oyola.
And therefore, for the running mate thing, because seemingly there is a face in Mount Kenya that everybody is looking at it. She's a virgin woman. Everybody wants a share of her. Though these days it's very difficult to find one. But
have you been searching?
I don't do them. I don't want to be looked at with a lot of judgment or eyes. It is you who did this. I am not in that game. So you see, Newton, William, I mean Uhuru Kenyatta. I'm trying to look at the psychology of Uhuru Kenyatta and his think tank. They seemed to have given up on Mount Kenya West. The Kirinyaga, the Kiambu, the Muranga, the Nyeri. Because those guys seem to be adamant and wanasumbua. Yet they know they can still get what they want through option B. They can ignore this and use option B because they know the numbers. And seemingly, according to vile political parties zinaanzishwa sahi, zinaanzishwa through regions, we Pokot mkuwe na yenyu, toka kwa UDA. Nyinyi Waluya, naona kama Bungoma hapa, Moses ni kama ako hivi na UDA imeingia, kuweni na hii ya Trans Nzoia, for Kenya ibaki Bungoma, if it can, ipigane na UDA. So, and you see in Mount Kenya West, there doesn't seem to be there's no such movement. So unaona kama Uhuru ni kama ama system wanapanga serikali ya Kenya, they have already given up on Mount Kenya West. They have already decided, let Muranga, Kirinyaga, Nyeri, Kiambu vote as they want. We don't care. But you're seeing them organizing Mount Kenya East.
Through BAS.
There is the Democratic Party. There is PNU.
I see.
They're organizing them. So I'm looking at it that the people who want to control our political systems, who have a candidate, either William or Raila, they already settled that I come what may. If there's a deputy president who's supposed to come from Mount Kenya, will come from Mount Kenya East.
Wow.
And that will be the thing. And I'm telling you, Mount Kenya East will vote as a bloc. Because since independence, they have never gotten anything serious beyond the ministries. And using the Chief Justice.
And this is the only chance for them to get a deputy.
This is the only chance that they have. And therefore, I'm looking at it in that way. So Raila Odinga, William Ruto, though William seemed to be very favorable with Mount Kenya West, Wakina Gachagua, thinking that they can be able to marshal and give him support that he wants, which might be or might not be. But I'm seeing the systems are organizing Mount Kenya East, which means their interest is there. Msituni ambao unaona kama kuna vitu zina move hapo ndio kuna mnyama ameishi hapo ndani. Yes. So that is how it is. That is how I'm looking at it. So it will only take a Mount Kenya East person, then you marshal up. Look at how Raila's in silence has tried. If you look at the movement in politics, the only person here whose numbers are coming down is William. Everybody else's numbers are going up. Because initially he was alone for 4 years. And he took Mount Kenya yote. Saa hivi vile Mutuma akatoka, akakata kura yake. Raila akatoka, akakata support yake. Musalia Mudavadi akakata, Kalonzo akakata. In Rift Valley, William was the person alikuwa ndume ananguruma peke yake. Saa hii akienda Tanarok akisema UDA watu wanasema ODM. It means that even the initial support he had imekatwa to an extent. West Pokot wamekuja na party yake wamesema wana support Raila, imekatwa. The coastal region pia alikuwa ameenda kaibu replace Raila. Juzi, we have already seen the outgoing governor for Kilifi. The party leader for PA. He has said them their presidential candidate is Raila Odinga.
Hapa chini waachiwe.
Huko juu ni Raila. So if you look at all the 6 governors in the coastal counties, all of them, apart from Mvuria, who was campaigning that mimi munipigie kura lakini huko juu mpigie Raila. That's what how he was campaigning in 2017.
Yes.
And then he retained his governor through that messaging.
Yes.
Even if you take Kwale and Ruto and Nayo, Raila by large, wide and large, still controls the coastal region.
Yes.
Northeastern, mwenye alikuwa anapatia headache alikuwa ni Aden Duale.
Yes.
Look at what they have done through Ukuru Yatani. They have formed a party. Is it Uraia? Is it called Uraia?
Yes.
It is sweeping across the 4 counties in the northern block, northeastern block.
Yes.
And you look at William, even if you are his supporter, if you loved him so much, na unagopa stress, how is this guy going to win election? He has been surrounded.
I don't know.
Musalia Mudavadi has only remained with Vihiga, which he will share with Raila 50-50. Busia is Raila. Kakamega still listen to Raila.
That will only be determined when it comes to August 2022.
No, you can predict.
Oyola, now as we go to the end of this show,
yes,
what is the space for young people? What do you have to tell the young people outside there who are gearing up to contest in the next year's election? What is the space for these young people?
And I needed to talk to the young people. I don't know which camera. I want to tell these young people something that...
Use that camera.
I want to tell these young people.
Yes, please.
If they're listening to me, my fellow young people who want to get into politics, either to serve your people or to make money or to be a person of consequence in the society.
Yes.
If you do not have somebody called patron in politics, no matter how many trucks you run and make t-shirts calling people's names, writing their names on your chest, I'm telling you, it will end there. Lazima ukue na patron. Kama una support William ama Ruto ama Musalia, because hawezi fika kuwa na ule mtu yenye saa zile Musalia ama Raila ama Ruto ana make decision. Mtu yako ako pale, wewe uko pale na ule, because of that guy. So that ugali kitoka unapata hata cramps hapa chini. Anasema no, niko na mtu yangu hapa, weka yeye kwa ile department, weka yeye pale. Lakini you are running like headless chicken in trucks calling people's gear, you will head nowhere. And therefore I will encourage young people that the future is the young. Future, we are around over 70% population. But they all still control the systems. They don't trust us because we don't appear very trustworthy and serious people. We love petty things, we fight petty wars. And therefore I'm asking our young people to get into politics, to support young people who are vying whichever place they are, whether they're in ODM or whatever it is. Do not be divided by these older guys on the basis of the party. Apart from Raila and Ruto, kura ambayo iko huko juu, which we don't have any young person vying at the top. Hapa chini, wekeni vijana wengi as much as possible.
As much as possible.
Lakini wasiweke conmen.
I tell you, David Oyola here on the show The Race. It has been hot, bold, authentic, and fearless. Join us every Monday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Let us have a political discussion. Let us inform you. Let us share. Let us guide you. Let us talk to you about politics. I'll be bringing you inspiring guests, young and old, who will guide you, who will talk to you about politics. I've been your host, Newton. Follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook through Icon Radio KE. Subscribe to our channel, Icon Radio, on YouTube. And let us continue to listen in. Let us continue to be bold, authentic, and fearless. Thank you so much, David, for coming to the show. Looking forward to having you next time.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.